because I played that before. So we found this, and it's really fun and intense.
What do you like most about it, Kellen?
The competitive, it's really competitive and intense.
Right. Well, and Matthew, you too, I guess. When did you get into the sport?
Last year in September.
Okay. And what drew you to the sport?
Scott Haycock, I went to this camp called Marywood with him, and he told me about the league. I went on the website and I watched a video of them playing, and I thought it was really fun and exciting. So I went there once and I played a little, and
you got hooked?
Yeah, I got hooked.
And is it the same rules as regular hockey?
Yeah.
So you play by the same rules, and then obviously you guys have brought your equipment along, and during the break, Matthew, you were describing to us that not everybody has the exact same equipment because it can be customized, right, to each person's?
Well, some of them, they have a stick, it's straight, and they have like a T, so, because they can't hold a stick, and they attach it to their wheelchair, and the T helps them like move the ball with the stick.
So what position do you guys play?
I play forward on the Sharks, obviously.
Yeah,
and I play forward on the Gators.
So you guys face off quite often, right?
Yeah.
Every weekend.
Every weekend. And so what's it like when you're playing the game versus when you're not playing the game? What's the relationship like between the two of you guys?
Like, me and him are friends. We still play aggressive, but me and him are still friends outside of hockey.
That's great to hear. Well, you have a big celebrity tournament coming up as well that Lois is going to compete in. What sort of advice, because Lois is going to be, as I understand it, in a manual wheelchair. What advice would you give to Lois playing against you guys?
I would give her, we'll take it easy on you. Have fun and just try your best.
Oh, thank you very much, Kellen. Matthew, what do you have to say?
I don't really know
Score.
what you can do. Just
Score.
There's not much I can do.
Keep it out of
really.
your zone and just
Hit the ball.
Okay.
Touch the ball at least.
Now, Lois is one celebrity and one local personality. Do you know any of the other local personalities, Matthew, that are competing?
There's going to be some Carlton Ravens.
Oh, excellent.
Cool.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. I think Stuntman Stu is a part of it as well, right?
So other people in the media as well. So you guys play, as I said before, as the youngest members of your teams. How old are people in the league usually?
Well, there's older players, mid players, and youngest players like that. So the average players are like in their 20s.
Oh, okay.
What's the relationship like between all those different age groups on the team?
It's awesome because I get to learn new things from them.
Right.
And I get to play against them and get the ball from them, and it makes me feel really good because I can get the ball from an adult.
Right.
That's awesome.
A big sense of satisfaction.
Yeah.
And Matthew, there's going to be another tournament happening in August in London, Ontario. What's special about that tournament?
Well, it's going to be like a bunch of different teams competing together in a tournament, and there's they took the best players and made a team from the Sharks and the Gators, and they're going to go competing against different teams.
So are you guys going to go and try to cheer them on?
Yeah, maybe if we have time.
Right. And you guys are also doing fundraisers for that as well. So we're going to encourage people to go onto the website and find out what events are happening so that we can help get our team, our Capitals team from Ottawa to London, Ontario. Yeah. So I'm really excited to play against you guys. I'm going to try to copy you as much as possible when we're out there. But really looking forward to seeing you guys again on April 6th. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks.
Oh, and one quick question for everyone out there. What would you say to people who are thinking about joining the league right now?
Come. It's exciting, intense, and always remember to wear your seatbelt when you're playing.
That's a good one.
Excellent piece of advice. How about yourself, Matthew?
Just be yourself, have fun, and you should come and play. It's really fun.
Can people come and watch so they can get sort of an idea before they join the league? Excellent.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much. You guys are great spokesmen for the league, and I can't wait to see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Take it easy on her, okay, guys? I will be
yes,
there to
please.
protect her, okay?
Okay.
All right, well, coming up next, we are talking about spring safety tips with Andrew Johnston, because the spring thaw is on. That's right after the break.
La la la, hey, yeah, yeah.
Welcome back to the show. As we mentioned, spring is upon us. I know not all the snow has melted yet, and you're probably wondering, is it really spring? It really is. And the biggest concern right now is the spring thaw and ice and open waterways. And our next guest is going to tell you why you need to be cautious and how you can be cautious around open water. We are joined by Andrew Johnston, our first aid guy. Welcome. It's great to have you back here.
Thank you.
And it's true. You look around, and as Lois said off the top of the show, we're very fortunate in this city to have a lot of water that we can go out and enjoy with our families, but a very important time of year to be very cautious around waterways.
It is. Almost every other day we're hearing stories about Ottawa Fire Services having to go out and either rescuing people or pets from the waterways. And so it's really important that when we're near those open bodies of water, we stay off, we stay away, and we try to keep our young children or our pets safe.
Right, but unfortunately, sometimes someone may be walking on a waterway that maybe they don't even know that they're walking on water because of the snow that's covering it. So what happens when somebody does slip through? Say you're by yourself and that happens.
The big thing when somebody goes into the water, and something a lot of people don't realize, it's a real shock to the body.
Right.
So when you go into cold water, your body immediately, like, you lose a lot of your extremities, feeling in the extremities right away, because the body is trying to protect itself.
Right.
And it's just a shock to the body. So everybody thinks, well, I could swim, not a problem. Everything goes out the window when you go into really, really cold water, and it takes a minute or two for your body to adjust.
Okay.
And then at that point is when you have to literally, and what we always recommend is kick. Don't try to you grab onto the side, but use your legs to kick and try to push yourself up, off, out of the water, onto the ice. Okay. And then at that point, you're still not out of the woods yet. You want to stay low on the ice, spread your body weight out, and crawl to shore to make sure that the ice doesn't break through where you are again.
Once you finally get to shore, you're obviously shivering, you're cold. What is the next thing that you need to do immediately?
You need to get dry clothes and get into someplace. You need to get inside, you need to get your wet clothes off, and get wrap yourself in a blanket or get into dry clothes, dry yourself off as soon as possible. The longer you stay in those cold, wet clothes, the faster your body's going to cool down. You're going to go into hypothermia quickly, and potentially you can die.
Let's go back to the pet situation. Let's say, you know, I'm by myself walking my dog. My dog happens to wander, you know, onto that ice surface and falls through. He or she begins to panic. What can I do in that situation?
Number one, don't you go out onto the ice.
Okay.
All right. As hard as it may be to see your pet in trouble and not be able to do anything, if you go out there, you will. Most owners weigh more than their pets do. If your pet went through the ice, you're going to go through the ice as well.
Okay.
Your best bet is to go call for help. Ottawa Fire Services. I mean, they would much prefer for them to go out than you to go out, and then they have to come in and rescue you.
Right.
But don't you go out on the ice. And it's the same thing, and it's even harder to say if it's your child that's out there. Don't go out. If you have something, if you got a rope that you can throw out, maybe try to pull them in, but don't try to go out there. It's not safe this time of year at all.
So what if you're in a group of people? You've gone out as a family perhaps, or on an excursion with other people to go for a hike, and somebody falls through. What should you do in that situation?
Again, if they aren't too far from shore, all right, what you can do is, again, try to throw something out, a rope out, or get a branch that you could reach out to them and try to pull them in that way. If you think you can reach out, like it's like a body length, you could lay down on the ice, but don't do that if you're alone, because you want to make sure somebody can grab hold of you and pull you in if you go into the water. But before you do that one, if there's a group of people, have somebody call 911 right away, so that way help is coming while you're doing it.
What if you're in a remote area, Andrew? Let's say you're a group, you're out camping, you're in a remote area, and you don't have, you know, let's say some people do the winter survival, and in that situation where, you know, you got to get back to camp, should somebody run back and grab the warm clothes? Like, if somebody goes into shock, like, what do you do?
The best way is, and again, in a remote area, what they'll do is they'll actually set up a tent right nearby. Again, if they have a sleeping bag, and you literally will take the wet clothes off of the person, and then they will put them in a sleeping bag with somebody else, and that will warm them up. Meanwhile, somebody goes back and gets help coming, and that way you could try to warm them up right away. But a tent and a sleeping bag work well in a situation like that.
What if somebody loses consciousness? So you have somebody that you've finally brought out of the water, they go into shock, they lose consciousness. What do I do at that situation?
Your best bet is, again, monitor their breathing. If they stop breathing, you want to start CPR right away, but make sure that someone gets help coming. So either calling 911 or going and getting help, but get that coming, and then you can start whatever emergency care you can. But you want to make sure the help is coming.
Some great tips, Andrew. And so if people want to learn more survival techniques or survival tips or more emergency tips, where should they go?
You can check out our website, firstaidottawa.com. Give us a call. We can get you on a good first aid course that'll give you even more helpful tips.
One quick thing before we wrap up. If you're in a situation where you've brought the person out, do you still seek medical attention even if they're feeling better and warm?
Yes, you want to make sure that there's no lasting effects from this. So always seek medical treatment just in case.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Andrew.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure having you on the show. Always a pleasure having our next guest as well, Dr. Joelle in the kitchen. She's going to be talking about a brand new healthy makeup series. So how to get healthier, different topics that they're going to be discussing. It's all happening at the OAC. She'll give us all the details right after this.
welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. So we talked about spring fashion,
Yeah.
and we talked about spring safety tips. Now we're going to help you get healthy for spring, and here to tell us about these spring makeover series that she has going on at the OAC is Dr. Joelle Villeneuve. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming down.
Yeah.
Now, you have this whole spring health makeover series happening. What's it all about?
Yeah, the idea is we want to help empower people. We want to help them understand how health can be accessible, whether you are eating really well to begin with or whether you're a person that knows they need to make a few changes.
So why'd you turn to me? No, we all need to make changes, I'm sure. It doesn't matter how healthy you think you're eating. There's always something you can change. What are the topics you're going to be discussing with
Well,
the
our
series?
next topic is April the 4th, and
Okay.
that's on hormones.
Okay.
And what we're going to talk about is the 4 hormones that might be blocking your weight loss.
Interesting.
So that's
All
the
right.
first one. And then we've got one May the 9th on gluten-free.
Okay.
May the 20th, Wellness on the Go. And then we're going to round off the series May 26th. I'm working with Tommy Europe from Slice TV.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to have a whole day where he's doing the shred. And I'm
Okay.
going to be joining him and helping him out.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Well, you've brought some beautiful ingredients along
Yes.
with you here. I love how colorful it is, and I'm sure that's a big thing when it comes to eating healthy.
It is,
More color, healthier it is. What are you preparing for us today?
Well, what I thought is we'd first of all start off with a whole food smoothie. And
Okay.
all we need to do is just simply add a little bit of water. So Lois, I'll get you to do that, about a cup of water. And then we're going to actually toss in a half a pear. And you asked me whether we're going to core it, and we're not.
Right. Okay,
Because
why is
we're
that?
in a hurry in the morning.
Okay.
And we also want to include the seeds. The reason why is that seeds actually have antimicrobial properties to protect the plant. So
Okay.
why not include the seeds?
Yeah, of course. And you're blending it up anyway,
You're
so you're not
blending
going to
it
really
up.
know
It's
the
going to be
difference. right?
pureed.
It's not gonna get caught in your
exactly.
teeth, so don't
exactly.
worry. Okay.
And then we're going to add 2 cups of spinach. We're just going to toss that in. And spinach, of course, has lots of nutrients. It has